everybody, look at that. I believe that to be the Prince Consort himself. Do you agree with me? Could that be the Prince Consort? Tingana? Ooh, there's a kudu alarm calling. Just listen to that, because we often talk about it. We seldom are able to actually let you hear it, though. You hear that? Hello. And he's calling, he's calling. I'm just going to call this in, because I don't think it's been called in. Stations, there's a male leopard, adult male leopard at Junction, Leadwood and Gari Main. Animal is mobile in a westerly direction. Hello, big fella. He's on. Hmm? Isn't that spectacular? I haven't actually stopped to have a good look at him yet. Okay, let's turn around. Isn't that special? And he's alarm calling, and no, he's not alarm calling, I mean he's territorial calling. And as soon as those kudu started to bark at him, he stuck his tail in the air, and that little flash of surrender. Ah, it's wonderful. And you all obviously agree with me that this is Tingana. And if you are perhaps a new viewer, that vehicle in front of us is another safari vehicle, of course, and they are just, you know, there are lots of safari lodges around here, and they're enjoying the sighting like we are. And Tingana has maintained that limp. He's got a very slight limp on his right foot. It doesn't seem to affect him at all. Keep going down here. Hello, Debbie. You're wondering why he would soar as he turned towards the kudu. Debbie, the only reason he would soar is to mark his territory. There's no other reason for him to do that. And he's not hunting. That's why he didn't worry too much about those kudu. Brilliant. You know what? I mean, we could so easily have missed him. We came down this drainage line. Right, let's follow him. He's going north onto Djuma. Inkomo. And I'm afraid nobody else seems to be allowed to follow him, because we're the only ones from Djuma here. He's just marked his territory there. Now, many of you might consider that fairly strange behavior, but leopards will not, they will seldom hunt while they're marking territory. He's definitely in some state of, not agitation, but he's on a patrol. And that's why he's walking in the middle of the drainage line. I've watched leopards when they're hunting along a drainage line. They don't walk in the middle of it like this. They'll go either side, because they want to maintain the cover. Let's see if he doesn't call again. He's walking straight to where those cubs were, so I wonder if he'd find them. I don't think he's a threat to them, to be honest. They have shared kills before. Let's just get next to him. He might also be looking for Karula. You know, I'm suspicious that she's coming back into estrus. Sorry, let me just get in front of him there, Craig. turned around. Can you see him? What's he doing? He's turned around. Okay. I'll turn around now. I'm just not going to move because I would quite like him to come back this way. He stopped right behind us. Go ahead, Orbs. I'm going to turn. Sorry, Orbs, I can't copy you. He's turned north up the Almighty. There we go. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye for them. I haven't found them, I'm afraid. There we go. Perfect. Tanis, a good question from you about territorial marking, and do all animals mark their territory? Tanis, they don't, you know. Many animals are not territorial at all. Elephants, for example, don't mark territory. Buffalo don't mark territory. Impala do some of the time when they're going into the rutting season, then they'll mark territory. But the cats, and with this sort of noticeable exception of the cheetah do mark, but they don't have very definite territories. But the rest of the cats are very territorial. Lions, leopards, extremely territorial. Hyenas, very territorial. Even the small cats, serval and caracal and African wildcat, they will be very territorial. Now, I'm interested in why he stopped here. Now, before he stopped, what I was waffling on about was the fact that we witnessed a little bit of aggression between Karula and her cubs the other day. And I'm beginning to wonder if she isn't perhaps coming into estrus, maybe. And I wonder if that's not what he's looking for. He's so close to us now. He's just giving Batman the beady eye there. Batman, how does that make you feel? All right, okay, good. When Craig says all right, it's like the rest of us leaping up and down for joy. Apparently Brent has got a squirrel tail that he'd quite like to show you. We'll stay with this leopard. Where Hosana and Shongile were, and I couldn't find them. I'm kind of hoping he won't find them either. But his nose far stronger than mine. Yeah, look at him. This is the pile of dung they were lying in this morning. Right here. That's where Jamie found Shongile, in that pile of dung there. That's what he can smell. Using his organ of Jacobson to interpret exactly what's going on. If you don't know what I mean, what he's doing is he's opening up the tract at the top of his palate that goes into the vomeronasal organ. And those two little cubs were playing in that pile of dung. And now he's saying, well, this ain't going to smell like any leopard but one. Now we'll try and smell buttered popcorn. Do you smell buttered popcorn, Craig? No, I don't either. No, Chris, I absolutely don't think that, but at the same time I don't think he poses any harm to them. You want to know if I think the cubs would be silly enough to come running out to greet him. Well, that'd be quite fun if they did, don't you think, if they had a sort of dads and kids reunion. And of course the reason we think that would be quite fun is because it's what we would like to see as human beings. They're not going to do that. They've heard him coming all the way up the road and they will be staying hidden. He might find them. I suspect that they're wily enough now, however, to stay away. What's he looking at? But I don't think that he'd necessarily harm them. I know that he has eaten a female leopard in the not too distant past, but we have seen him and Karula and the two cubs sharing a kill. So I don't think he necessarily poses a threat to little Shongalai or Hosanar. And I'm just checking up into that tree that Brent saw them in on his way past, not 5 minutes before we got there, and they disappeared. And nobody else is coming to our sighting. Isn't that special? See if I can just sneak through here. Hold on, everybody. It's going to be a little bit rough, but it will get you his best angle, which of course I believe to be his face, not his bottom. He's also looking in the area where I was looking earlier for the cubs. Here he comes. Michael, so if he's not likely to be a threat to them, why do I not want them to find each other? Well, Michael, simply because I don't know that he's not going to be a threat to them, especially as their mother isn't around. So it's not clear to me what would happen. And I think rather safe than sorry, right? Oh, this does make me very happy, I must say. I do like this fellow. And I know that many of you were very shocked when the information came through that he'd killed a female leopard and eaten it. Who knows why he did that? Well, I'm sure it must have lessened the affection that some of you have for him. It certainly made me a little bit more reticent about his character, but I guess that he had his reasons. Marking his territory. This is an odd time of the day for a leopard to be marking. Oh, look at the grass, the colours on the grass there if we can, Craig. There we go. The colours on there. You know what? That is a very buttered popcorn smell. Did you get that, Craig? He says not so much. Now, I'm definitely getting a bit of buttered popcorn there. Okay, I'll give you buttered popcorn. That was the cat's tail Parotis patens grass that looks so beautiful in this light. There it is. I'm just hoping he didn't wee on this particular piece, because I guarantee you it won't taste like buttered popcorn. Hello, fellow. He's also marking territory kind of in the middle of his territory. You know, this isn't a boundary he's on. And of course he will advertise his presence as much as Karula will to her. if he smelt that she might be an estrus. There is the rattling testicular calling. I was following their calls around this area earlier on today while looking for Shongile and Hosana. Now he's going down into this drainage line where he will be almost entirely impossible to follow, I think. There he goes, Craig. We'll follow parallel with him. There is no road the other side, though. Let's carry on a bit. Right, well, we try and see if we can't find him again and see where he's going. Apparently Tristan has found his afternoon tea. Here we are, but there are birds alarm calling in here. We did have him again. There are lots of birds now getting very cross, and he was coming straight towards the road where we are now. This particular drainage system, well, you kind of need a bulldozer to get into it, and so we didn't bother too much with bulldozing our way in. I'm going to drive a little bit through. Here he is. Oops. Sorry, we are sort of in your way, fellow. I apologize for that. Now he's going towards Treehouse Dam. There he goes. Ellen, a good question. You say, I mentioned that he might be able to smell that Karula's an estrus, and how close do they have to be for him to be able to smell that? The answer is not close at all. It's more a question of time. So when she passes through an area and marks her territory, if she is an estrus, what she will do is urinate, and that will leave a scent, or there will be pheromones and hormones in her urine that signal to him that she's an estrus. And, it's just a question of whether or not he gets there before that scent wears off. I'm not sure what that sort of timing is. Last station, who are you calling? Let's just go around the corner here. Brent's on Cheetah Plains. Now he's walking along the drainage. He's going to end up at Treehouse Dam for sundowners. That's what he wants to do. Whether he'll go the other side of this drainage or down the middle of it, I don't know. We're going to go along to this easily accessible spot, and a spot that I know those cubs like to sort of lurk when they can. It's just over here. Now, John, you want to know how long I think, and you very kindly said, in my expert opinion, I think that he's going to be dominant in this area for. John, I think that he is in his prime. Male leopards, however, start to lose condition fairly quickly after their sort of 11th birthdays or so, and, by 14 would be... I'm going to sneak into the drainage. I don't see him, but it's definitely going to be worth waiting here, I think. He may pop out straight onto the road there in front of us. I hope I haven't picked the wrong direction. Now I can hear the birds calling now. He's along here somewhere. Let's just go a little bit along this way. Drainage. definitely some angriness in front of us. I'm half tempted to wait and half tempted to go across to the other side. But you cannot cross this drainage unless you go back around. Alright, let's head across to Tristan. He's going to say goodbye to you for the evening. So while we look for the leopard, go and say goodbye to Tristan, and I'll see you shortly. They stop, we quickly turn off so that they can hear what's happening. I did pick the wrong side, I'm afraid. I still think he's going to fetch up at Treehouse Dam. It's not far. Alright, let's carry on. Let's quickly do a 180-degree flip. Now, I was going to go off to that hyena den that Tristan found today to see Gwendoline. Could somebody please tell me who called her Gwen? I don't remember that. That's quite cool and very exciting. For those of you who weren't watching this morning, Tristan went along to the old, or he followed a hyena, to the old hyena den on the junction of Gari Main Road and the Cheetah Cut Line, which is the far southeast of Djuma. And there he found her in a hole. She went into a hole. She may have given birth already. If not, she seems to be about to. And so we probably will have a hyena den very soon again. I didn't go there because this chap came along the road and I haven't seen him for a long time. Now, Jackie, a very good question from you, mainly because I was just reading about this today. You say, how big is the average leopard territory? Jackie, it depends if it's a male or a female. Research in this area says that a female's territory is between 18 and 28 square kilometers. Now, you can work that out in miles, or I can give it to you in hectares. That's 1,800 to 2,800 hectares. Now, I think he's going to pop along here, is he? I'm just reticent to wait for him at the dam in case he turns off. Is that him in front of us? No. I can hear the birds alarming still, but he could easily turn off to the north and skip the dam entirely. Jackie, and then males about 3 times that size in this area. So 3 times 1,800 hectares. That's him on the ground there. Will probably get you to around about 36 plus 18, which is, of course, 54. So call it 54 square kilometers. There he is, right on the road in front of us. Hello, fellow. All the way up to roughly, well, almost 90 square kilometers. That's 9,000 hectares. You can do the imperial calculations yourselves, I'm afraid. I can't do that all. It's too much maths. 9,000 times 2.4, I'll do it for you, it's a roughly 18,000, say 22,000 odd acres for a big male leopard territory in this area. Small male leopard territory in this area would be 54 times 2.4. Say, call it 12 to 15,000 acres, and a female a third of that. So 5,000 acres, all the way up to about 8,000 acres. Now, Karula has a territory that encompasses Djuma, the northern parts, which is 1,200 hectares. Yes, she does. You heard me say her name, didn't you? So 1,200 plus probably about, I'm going to say 300 of Little Gari and 300 or so of Buffelshoek Hook. So she's got a territory of about 1,800 hectares, which is about what we would predict. He's very close. Oof, the desire to reach out and touch him is too much. Sorry, I wedged him, unfortunately. I didn't wedge him, but he got a little bit wedged between us and a stump. I didn't see that stump there. The other thing I read today, because I really struggle to tell the difference between male and female leopard calling, and some will say, oh, well, that was a male calling, that was a female calling. I really struggle, but I read today that the male's call is normally shorter than the female, so it has fewer saws. So he does 5. I've counted him 3 times now. He does 5. He goes a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and then he shuts up. Now apparently a leopardess will go for longer than that. So the next time we hear Karula call, let's listen out for that. I think next to each other you'd probably recognize the difference, because I think the male is louder. I hope he's still on the road. Yes, he is. Isn't it funny how they like to walk on the road? They don't like to walk through the grass and get their eyes full of grass seeds and that sort of thing. Obviously they don't. I can smell the popcorn again. Not on this grass stalk. Straight to the dam for sundowners. I mean, brilliant idea. He's got an eye for the aesthetic. There's our Tingana. He's just marking his territory there. St. Andrew's Junior High School, grade 8, watching this show. I will tell you what this leopard's name is if you tell me where in the world you're watching from. It's wonderful to have you chaps with us. I'll tell you his name, and then I'll tell you how to spell it only once you've told me where you are in the world. His name is Tingana. Now you have to tell me where you are, and then I will tell you how to spell it. Really cool having kids watching us. Please send through as many questions as you like, chaps. It's always good to have young conservation minds learning about and enjoying the wilderness with us. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He did 9 there. So, not going to be quite as easy to tell. Right, he's now heading due north through this block back towards Philemon's cut line. Now, St. Andrew's Junior High will obviously tell you how to spell the name regardless of where you are in the world. It just would be very nice. It's spelled Tingana. 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 And it means the shy one. Well, he ain't shy, this chap, but I think he was when he was a youngster. Carry on around here. I'm going to cruise around this side quickly. Watch out, everybody. Watch your heads. Careful, careful. Okay. We're going to see if we can keep up with this leopard. I'm pretty sure we will be able to, and when he comes out in the clearings, hopefully we'll have him again. Everybody, he's a leopard in the grass. Isn't that cool? I think that's just wonderful. I quite like the fact that we can't really see him there. He's about to come out onto Philemon's cut line, and he might take us all the way home, you know. He might go all the way into quarantine. David, you're in Napa, and you want to know if a dominant male would and a dominant female would share territory. Well, they have to, because the male has the territory over that will encompass 3 or 4 female territories. So yes, they absolutely share territory, but his is much bigger than hers. Seems a bit unfair, doesn't it, in this day, these days of emancipation, etc. Oops, a couple of elephant debris over here. I keep promising I'm not going to lose sight of him again, and then I get distracted by bushes and we lose him. I can't see him. Apparently he's right in front of me to the left. You got him? Ah, there he is. Let's film him. Oh, that's marvellous. He spent a good long time with us, this fellow, today. He's been eyeballing Craig for some time. Wonderful. There he goes. The road is just up ahead. I'm reticent to move towards it though. I don't want to lose him again. But we're going to have to. Alright. I think we should just follow him. Let's just follow him. We're just skipping the old hyena den. Oh no, okay, he's gone quite a long way further east of where I expected him to be. And what he's listening to is some babblers alarm calling quite a distance from here. This is an unusual territorial patrol. It's simply because it's been in broad daylight. It hasn't kind of encompassed his territorial boundaries at all. I'm just going to let him get up, and there's some monkeys calling away there. That's what he's listening to. Fighting with each other. And I'm not going to move just yet. Let's just see if he calls again. It's almost like he circled the block where those cubs are. He circled the whole area where he thinks maybe Karula is. And you can just hear the night now starting to fall. Now, while he's lying there, just let me remind you, of course, tomorrow, sunrise safaris are going to be from 5:30 to 8:30, so they're moving half an hour later. The evening safaris will stay the same. As you can see, we're only about 5 minutes from the end, and we still have good light. But you've also noticed, of course, how we've been starting at 5 in the morning and it's been pretty dark, which is not good for tracking. Now, Elaine, you say it was mentioned yesterday that there's a fireside chat. There is going to be a fireside chat on Thursday. That, of course, is the birthday of his latest offspring, and we're going to be celebrating their first birthday at a fireside chat for 15 minutes on Thursday's sunset safari. He's now gone back the way he came. This is very interesting behavior. So basically what he did, if I can draw you a map in the air, he came down the Gowrie Main Road, he turned up Twin Dams, then he went all the way along Elephant Carcass to Treehouse Dam. He came north again. He's come back onto a road here. Remember the drainage line that he crossed in front of us? That was on this road just further down, and now he's heading straight back towards that area. That's very odd. I think he's looking for Karula. This is not a boundary patrol that he's doing. He's advertising his presence so that she can find him as well. All the birds alarming at him, and he's lifting his tail. It's not like looks like he's just eaten either. I mean, he looks pretty much like he could do with a meal. But he's not hunting. He's looking for ladies. There we are. Jamie K., you're a new viewer all the way from Pennsylvania. Lovely to have you with us, and you're interested in why it is so difficult for a leopard to reach adulthood. Jamie, it's because, well, life out here is a little bit Hobbesian. In other words, it can be fairly nasty, brutish, and short. There are just a huge number of dangers, ranging from unrelated male leopards. They kill, in some areas, up to 80% of the leopard cubs that die. There are lions, there are hyenas, there are wild dogs, there is starvation, there's the risk of injury to the mother. There are diseases sometimes, droughts, that sort of thing. So there are just a huge number of risks that all these leopards find very difficult to mitigate for. He's doing his phlegm and grimace again. He's sensed some other kind of, perhaps, scent of the female. So, Jamie, that's why, and it's apparently only one in 8, they say, will make it through to adulthood. There, he's definitely smelt something there. I wonder where the Queen is, perhaps seeking out her Prince Consort as we speak. I'll just put a little bit of light on him. He is a big male, so he won't mind. Does that help at all, Craig, or not really? I've pulled my earpiece out, Rebecca. Sorry, hang on 1 second. Go again with that massage. Right, let's carry on. We will try and follow him in there. He's now heading towards Ingwe Alley, which is that road the other side of this big drainage line. I'm not sure we'll get through it down here, but we'll try. Yes, I think you're absolutely right, Curious One. You're saying Tingana is showing us all of Karula's secret disappearing tunnels. I think you're absolutely correct. We've seen Karula and the cubs in this area a lot over the last year. He's looking, see, sniffing, listening all the time, and I think he reckons he's pretty close, but not close enough to keep going. He might call now. I will try and get around the front of him quickly. I know we don't have long. So one tries not to make too much noise, but when the elephants have just been through a drought, they've left such debris all over the place. So we're very close now, so we're going to try and be nice and quiet. Any further and we're going to run over a very large thicket. Hello, fella. He always looks so harmless when he looks in our eyes like that, when he closes his mouth and kind of looks up. There ain't nothing harmless about this animal. Cicadas all around. See, he's listening all the time. Now, I said he wasn't hunting, but if he did find something around here that walked into his path by mistake, he'd almost certainly smash it. Ooh. There. Listen. That is a contact call of another leopard. Where he's looking. Simon, you're wondering what time the Nat.Geo TV specials are. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evenings. That's 11 o'clock at night, Sunday evenings, Eastern Standard Time in the United States only, I'm afraid. I don't know if you get it in Canada. It's North America. Maybe in Canada, but I think it's only in the United States. All right, everybody, we wouldn't be able to follow him through this drainage line anyway. I'm going to turn very slowly to you and say thank you for coming on Drive with us. I'm sure it wasn't too much of a trial with all of the leopard action that we had here. So thanks a lot for coming and thanks for your questions. Thank you, Craig. Well done. Good effort. Big thanks to Brent, of course, and Tristan, and all the camera people involved, Rebecca in Final Control, Jerry in Final Control, and we will see you all tomorrow at 05:30. Don't forget. Bye-bye.